There are many styles, colors, and materials for garage doors out there, but there's not much to choose from when it comes to the hardware itself. I'm not talking about the decorative hardware that's applied to the front of some overhead doors, but the functional hardware like tracks and hinges that are mounted on the inside of the garage doors. This means that even if you decide to go all out with some custom garage doors, working hardware on the inside will look just like any other garage door. But if you want to elevate the look of the hardware, you can transform standard hardware into something special with just a few hours and a few cans of spray paint. Here are some quick tips for getting it done. First, order your hardware ahead of time. Even though the painting only takes a few hours, it's important to leave plenty of time for the paint to properly harden. We decided to go with satin black paint to complement the natural wood of our doors and to match the other black hardware found throughout the rest of the garage. We sorted the parts and decided which components to paint. It's best to skip any moving parts like rollers and springs. We also decided not to paint the nuts, bolts, and screws to give some contrast to the larger black components. Also, if painted, those fasteners would probably get pretty scratched up during the installation process. The next step is to degrease the parts. We did this outdoors using a bucket of denatured alcohol and a scrub brush. The nice thing about cleaning and degreasing with alcohol is that it dries very quickly and you can paint it soon afterwards. If you use this method, be sure to wear gloves and a respirator. You can also clean and degrease using dishwashing liquid and warm water, but drying the parts completely will take a lot longer. If you're painting the tracks, it's a good idea to mask off the surfaces where the rollers will travel, so that the paint won't cause any issues later on. We did all of our painting in one day, allowing plenty of time in between coats for the paint to dry. So keep in mind that these parts will likely become scratched during the installation process, but it's pretty easy to touch them up. In the end, it's a relatively small amount of work given the huge impact it has on the look of the finished product.